in the heart of the big city, where the neon lights from skyscrapers shine brightly on every corner. Two worlds that never seem to touch exist side by side. On one side is the glamorous world of showbiz with its sparkling stars, and on the other side is the dangerous darkness of the mafia. But in a place where luxury and crime intertwine, the lines between them become more blurred than ever. Here, everything from money, power, to human life is in the hands of those who can control it in the shadows. Alex is a top singer, a living symbol of freedom and success. He steps onto the stage with a charming smile and flawless appearance, making the crowd admire him. Every time he appears, he is not only the center of attention but also the image that anyone wishes to become, confident, strong, without any constraints. But that is just the perfect cover. Behind the spotlight, Alex lives a completely different life, a life full of secrets that he can never reveal, even to those closest to him. In the shadows, Alex is not only a star but also a pawn of an underground mafia. His shady relationships and secret deals have drawn him into a dangerous web of power. His every move is controlled, his every word is watched, and the slightest mistake can cause his entire career, even his life, to collapse in an instant. What the public sees of Alex is just a perfect mask, but underneath is the struggle of a man imprisoned in his own success. The contrast between Alex on stage and Alex in the shadows not only creates an attractive story but also reveals a dark reality. To stand at the top of glory, he must pay with his freedom. How far is Alex willing to go? And can he escape the control of the powerful, or will he be trapped forever in this deadly game? On October 15, 2003, in New York, the prestigious awards ceremony at the Grand Lumiere Theater took place in a grand manner, attracting the participation of top stars. The red carpet sparkled under the flashing lights, where each artist appeared in turn among the crowd of fans and the press. The center of attention tonight was Alex, the top star, who was expected to dominate the stage with the most important awards. After a brilliant appearance on the red carpet, Alex quickly walked into the artist waiting room to prepare for his performance. Everything was normal until an assistant came to check and found Alex unconscious on the sofa in the waiting room. What was even more frightening was that he was no longer breathing. Alex's body was found in a sitting position, head tilted back, eyes closed. Initially, there were no obvious signs of violence or struggle. What was even more strange was that on the table in the waiting room, there was an unfinished glass of water, and after inspection, the investigators discovered that the water bottle contained traces of a colorless, odorless poison. This poison is believed to be the main cause of death, causing respiratory failure and rapid death. The traces of poison in the glass of water and the slight strangulation marks on Alex's neck made the case even more complicated. Someone had intentionally poisoned Alex but still left physical traces as a warning or to mislead the investigation. There were no obvious signs of a struggle or physical evidence in the room, which further increased the suspicion that Alex's death was part of a carefully planned conspiracy. Alex's death immediately became the focus of the press and the police. The biggest question was, who was behind this poisoning, and was it related to the complicated relationships in the underground mafia that Alex might have unwittingly been involved in? The official investigation began with intricate clues and signs of a dark conspiracy. Alex's mysterious death opened a chain of events that not only shocked the entertainment industry, but also revealed the secrets that Alex had tried to keep hidden in the dark. Sam, a young and highly regarded police officer, was assigned to investigate Alex's mysterious death shortly after the case shocked the entertainment industry. From the moment he entered the scene, Sam noticed many unusual things. Alex's body was discovered in the artist's waiting room in a position that did not seem to show any signs of struggle or fighting, and a faint red mark on his neck and an unfinished glass of water on the table caught the attention of the forensic team. A quick test showed that the glass contained a sophisticated poison that could have caused a quick death. However, what made Sam even more suspicious was the inconsistency in the evidence. When reviewing the theater's security camera system, Sam discovered that some videos from the area near Alex's waiting room had been deleted or were unclear. Two important recordings suddenly disappeared without any technical explanation. This is not a coincidence, but more likely the intervention of a powerful hand. Witnesses in the theater also failed to provide any useful information. Many said they did not notice anything unusual before Alex's death. Some backstage staff testified that they saw Alex enter the waiting room normally, but no one remembered who entered or left the area after he entered. The unclear statements and minor inconsistencies made the investigation more difficult. As Sam further analyzed, he began to see the involvement of a powerful force behind the case. Information about the relationship between Alex and Marco, a mafia boss, began to emerge. Marco was said to have deep connections in the entertainment world and could control those behind the scenes of the industry. The possibility that Alex's poisoning and murder was related to a secret relationship with the mafia gradually became clearer. Subsequent investigations further solidify Sam's suspicions, as several documents and data related to Alex have also been deleted or modified. This not only reduces the transparency of the case, but also raises questions about the extent of interference by forces capable of manipulating evidence. The case becomes complicated when the clues all lead to a closed wall, where there is no concrete evidence pointing to the perpetrator. However, Sam knows full well that this is not just a simple murder but part of a larger conspiracy meticulously orchestrated to mislead the investigation. The investigation continues, and the questions surrounding Alex's mysterious death and the interference of the underground mafia seem to have only just begun. As Sam's investigation progresses, Marco's name begins to appear more and more in statements and files related to Alex's mysterious death. No one directly mentions Marco, but the silence of many witnesses and the vague answers all seem to imply that a more powerful force is behind the incident. Sam learns that in the underworld, figures like Marco have far-reaching influence not only in the criminal world, but also in the entertainment industry, where Alex has emerged as a shining star. Digging deeper into Alex, Sam begins to discover hidden connections that he cannot openly tell anyone, even those closest to him. Alex and Marco, the notorious mafia boss, have had a complicated relationship that has lasted for years. Marco is not only a powerful criminal, but also controls the underground activities of the entertainment industry, from money laundering to manipulating major contracts. Alex's relationship with Marco began when his career took off, and Marco played a key role in helping Alex reach the pinnacle of fame. According to Sam's findings, Marco initially viewed Alex as a lucrative investment in the entertainment world. But over time, their relationship became more complicated, not just about underhanded deals about money and benefits. Alex seemed to have been drawn into Marco's control, and every step he took in his career was deeply influenced by this mafia hand. Although Alex still maintained the image of a free and strong star in public, behind the scenes he was a pawn in Marco's hands. Sam also discovered that recently, Alex had shown signs of wanting to leave Marco's power circle. Some people close to Alex revealed that he had discussed going public with his real life and ending all ties with the underworld. That could be the reason why Marco, with his ruthless and controlling nature, could not let Alex off easily. Alex's attempt to free himself may have triggered his death. The clues of the poisoned drink and the strangulation marks on Alex's neck made Sam even more certain that the case was not simply a random poisoning death. Someone like Alex, with close ties to a boss like Marco, had probably been the target of a carefully orchestrated assassination plan. Marco had the power and resources to wipe out all traces and ensure that Alex's death would not lead to him. However, there were still many unanswered questions. Sam continued to pursue any remaining clues, but he knew that confronting someone like Marco would not be easy. With power from behind the scenes to the streets, Marco could twist the truth and mislead the investigation at any time. But one thing was certain: the relationship between Alex and Marco could not help but play an important role in this murder. Sam's investigation not only seeks answers about Alex's death, but also begins to reveal the dark secrets Alex has tried to hide for years. And in the darkness of the mafia world, the truth is never simple, and exposing them can be far more dangerous than imagined. During the investigation, Marco, a notorious mafia boss, is brought in for questioning. Marco is the last person Sam wants to meet, not only because of his formidable power but also because of his elusive discretion. Marco knows how to hide things, and his involvement in this case is not easy to reveal. But all the clues seem to point to him. His secret relationship with Alex may be the biggest motive in this case, especially since it is rumored that Alex plans to make their relationship public, threatening the reputation of both Marco and his organization. In the interrogation room, Marco appears calm, cool, and confident, with the confidence of someone used to living in dangerous situations. He denied any involvement in Alex's death and showed no signs of concern. However, Marco's apparent nonchalance only made Sam more suspicious. Although Marco did not directly admit anything, details about the tight control he had over Alex's relationship gradually emerged. The possibility that he had taken action to prevent Alex from going public with their secret became increasingly convincing. The interrogation did not yield a confession, but Marco was clearly the prime suspect. Those close to Alex confirmed the pressure Marco exerted, and Sam was convinced that this was not just a random case. Clara, Alex's longtime manager, is also questioned due to her intimate knowledge of Alex's personal life and the complex relationships he has kept secret. Clara is the one who runs Alex's business, and no one knows more about what happens behind the scenes of a famous star than she does. Sam is particularly concerned about the possibility that Clara may have been pressured by the mafia or involved in shady dealings related to Alex's career. However, the questioning reveals that Clara is unlikely to have been directly involved in his death. She was cooperative, and while there may be some suspicion of her involvement in underhanded dealings, there is no evidence that Clara was directly involved in the murder. Clara also has an alibi for the time of the murder. She was behind the scenes with many other witnesses, and the time allowed was not enough for her to commit the crime. However, Sam still cannot completely eliminate Clara from the investigation, because her role in Alex's life could open up important details regarding the motives and the real people behind it. During the investigation, Sam gradually uncovers many secrets hidden behind Alex's glamorous life. The initial clues lead to an important discovery. Alex has intended to publicly reveal his secret relationship with Marco, a powerful mafia boss. This not only shocks the entertainment industry, but also makes Marco deeply worried. Making the relationship public could destroy his reputation and power, not only in the public eye, but also threaten the existence of the mafia organization he heads. Evidence collected from private conversations, along with the testimonies of those close to Alex, shows that Alex no longer wants to keep quiet. Yet he wants to escape Marco's control and live as his true self. This makes their relationship tense, and Marco, with his controlling and ruthless nature, certainly cannot let that happen. If this secret is exposed, Marco's power and influence in the underworld will be seriously threatened. However, despite his strong motivation to stop Alex, Sam gradually realizes that Marco was not the one who directly did it. All signs point to Marco being behind the incident, but the direct perpetrator could be someone else. The complexity of the mafia organization makes it much more difficult to find the real culprit. Secrets surrounding Alex's personal life are gradually revealed through the investigation. Sam discovers that Alex is not only related to Marco, but also involved in the more dangerous underground activities of the mafia organization. Alex has been involved in a number of underground operations, from shady deals to helping launder money for the organization through entertainment projects. Initially, Alex thought that participating in these activities would help him advance his career, but as time goes on, he is drawn deeper into the dark world that Marco manipulates. Alex's life is a tangled web of dangerous relationships, and the deeper Sam digs into the case, the more he discovers that Alex's death was more than just a personal conflict. It was part of a larger conspiracy where secrets, power, and loyalty are on the line. All of it leads to a world where one wrong move can cost lives. It's part of a larger conspiracy where secrets, power, and loyalty are on the line. All of it leads to a world where one wrong move can cost lives. Sam knows that this case cannot be solved simply by catching a single culprit. Alex's dark secrets and his involvement in the underworld have opened a dangerous door, and to find the truth, Sam will have to face more dangers than he could have imagined. As Sam's investigation deepens, a crucial piece of evidence unexpectedly appears, changing the course of the case completely. A recording found on Alex's phone reveals a private conversation between him and Marco, revealing Alex's motives and the threat he has faced. In the recording, Alex's voice was clear and tense. "I want to make our relationship public, Marco. I've had enough. I can't live in the dark like this." On the other side, Marco's cold voice responded, full of threats. "If you dare to make it public, you will no longer exist in this world. Don't think I don't dare." Sam, upon hearing this recording, realized that Marco not only refused Alex's request, but also directly threatened his life if he tried to reveal their relationship. This was strong evidence that Marco had a clear motive to stop Alex at all costs. But what was even more surprising was that a hidden camera was found in Alex's room, and it came from a crazy fan. The camera was secretly hidden in one of the eyes of the teddy bear that Alex often carried with him, and coincidentally, it recorded the last moments of his life. The hidden camera footage clearly shows Marco appearing in Alex's waiting room that fateful night. In the video, Marco walks in, holding a bottle of water, and places it on the table in front of Alex. There is no fight, but the tension is clearly evident. After a confrontation, Alex seems to decide to drink from the bottle that Marco placed on the table. Soon after, Alex begins to show unusual signs. The camera footage shows Alex becoming weaker, leaning back in his chair, eyes closed. That fateful moment was clearly recorded. Alex drinks the bottle of water that Marco brought, and a few minutes later he collapses. The footage also shows that Marco did not panic, but instead stood there watching Alex slowly lose consciousness before leaving the room without a trace. This is the undeniable evidence that Marco planned to brutally kill Alex. The audio recording combined with the hidden camera footage strongly reinforced Sam's suspicion that Marco was the one behind Alex's death. With a clear motive and recorded actions, Sam finally had important evidence to convict Marco. But bringing Marco to justice would not be easy, as he was a powerful man who could manipulate everything in the dark. However, the truth came to light. Marco was not only the one who threatened Alex, but he also actually poisoned Alex, directly causing the young star to lose his life in a sophisticated and cold-blooded murder plot. After weeks of intense investigation, the truth about the secret relationship between Alex and Marco was finally brought to light. Alex and Marco were not just partners in the entertainment industry, they were also in love. The relationship had been kept secret for years, but for Alex, living in the dark and enduring Marco's control gradually became too much. That was the reason why he decided to make their homosexual relationship public, a decision that Marco could not accept. Marco, as a powerful boss in the mafia underworld, knew that the revelation of this relationship would shake his position. Not only would it ruin his reputation in the eyes of the criminal world, but this publicity could also put his organization in danger. For someone like Marco, power is everything, and revealing a homosexual relationship with Alex would destroy everything he had built. When Alex threatened to reveal their relationship, Marco fell into a state of panic. Fearing that he would lose his power and respect in the criminal world, he chose the most cruel path, killing Alex to silence him forever. However, even after Alex's death, the secret could not be buried. When the truth about this relationship was revealed, Marco immediately lost the support of the head of the mafia organization he once belonged to. Considered a threat to the gang, Marco was quickly expelled from the organization. Without the protection of the underworld, Marco becomes an easy target for the law. Not long after being rejected by the organization, Marco was arrested. Under pressure from the law and with no way out, he could not resist any longer. In court, Marco accepted his sentence and confessed to all his crimes. He admitted that he had killed Alex to protect his honor and power in the underworld, and admitted the whole truth about their relationship. Faced with a heavy sentence from the law, Marco had nothing left to hide. He was convicted of all crimes related to Alex's death, and accepted responsibility for all his cruel actions. In the end, the price to pay for living in the shadow of power and control was the loss of everything: power, freedom, and reputation. After months of intense investigation, Sam finally brought Marco to justice. The undeniable evidence from the recordings and hidden cameras exposed the truth about the secret relationship between Alex and Marco. In the courtroom, Marco had no choice but to bow his head and plead guilty. To protect his power and honor in the mafia underworld, he killed Alex, his lover, fearing that this homosexual relationship would collapse his empire. So Marco was sentenced to prison, and with his downfall, the mafia organization also turned its back, no longer protecting the man who was once one of their pillars of power. Alex, a shining star in the hearts of the public, became a symbol of tragedy. His death not only shocked but also made many people reflect on the price of living in a world of conspiracy and ruthless power. Woody Sam, despite completing his mission, still carried a heavy sense of regret. Alex is no longer there, but the truth about his relationship and death has been revealed, bringing justice and hope that Alex's tragedy will never be forgotten.